and last name Seth.
This is Richie Contartesi with the Next Play podcast, and today we have a very special guest. His name is Kunal Seth. He has built quite an empire in the real estate world, both as an agent and as a business owner. And today he coaches business owners, entrepreneurs, and employees on how to take full control of their financial independence and build a wealthy future by having an action plan and through a first generation mindset, which I know we're going to pick apart today. He empowers individuals to stop holding themselves back with the thought of safety nets and plan Bs and approach their future with the ambition and action plan of someone who has no choice but to succeed like himself. He's built quite an empire of EXP. He's got 140 roughly. His company internally has about 38 people on his team, and he's continuing to grow very, very fast. So, Kunal, really lucky to have you on. So I appreciate you being here.
Richie, thanks for having me on the podcast. Super excited to share with you my journey, my wins, my losses, my lessons learned to the listeners of your podcast.
Yeah, and I'm definitely going to dive into that because I think there's going to be a lot of big takeaways. I'm really excited as well. So let's just start with the simplest of it. Kunal, how did you get into business? And then I want to really dive into a lot of the tacticals and stuff like that. But how did you get into business?
So my background is I came to US to go to grad school, worked in corporate America for over a decade. But I'm a kind of person, I need to be doing something at all times. So my last job, I worked for an oil and gas company where I would travel all over the world. I would get 1 month off and 1 month on-off schedule. So in my downtime, I said, you know what, let me get my real estate license. And I started doing real estate part-time in 2013. In those 6-8 months, what I saw in terms of success, potential, I saw the sky was the limit. So end of 2013, I left corporate America and started doing real estate full-time. So 2014, I partnered with my brother-in-law and started the real estate team out of the Texas market.
Nice. And that was for Remax, right?
Correct. So my brother-in-law was a veteran Remax for 20 years in Boston. He moved from Boston to Houston. He joined Remax. When I got my license, I said, let me hang my license with Remax as well. So we were with them as a team from 2014 to 2018.
Got it. And now, do you do real estate investing as well, or just selling homes as an agent?
Well, if you're a licensed realtor, we see opportunities in the market before anyone else does.
Right.
So as a realtor, I take advantage of those opportunities all the time. If it's a great deal, why don't I buy that home? So over the years, I've acquired a few assets in the Texas market. So yes, I do my own investments, both residential and commercial, but primarily my team services clients in helping making the right financial decision in real estate.
Got it. Okay. So what made you transition from Remax, which is well known, to EXP?
Sure. So EXP is a relatively new company, about 14 years old, but Remax, Keller Williams, great brand, great companies. Over the years, I realized if you want to be successful in real estate, it's not about the brand behind you, but what brand you build for yourself.
Right.
So when I was a brand new agent in 2014, we created these marketing campaigns, open house signs, 2 feet by 3 feet that had a logo on it. It's a Seth Brothers logo. And we would blast the market with open house signs and marketing, all of those things. Over the years, we realized we had success because of our brand, and the brand behind us, Remax, Keller, EXP, did not matter. So as we're growing a team and organization, Richie, we primarily had 3 roadblocks with the Remax model. First one, cost of doing business. As a successful realtor, I could pay all my bills to Remax on a monthly basis. But when I was recruiting a brand new talent onto the team, they were expected to pay a chunk of change every month to Remax, whether they were producing or not producing. That is a roadblock for new agents. They don't have money lying around to pay to a Remax or pay to a Keller Williams. Second roadblock, with the Remax kind of a company, it's a franchise-based company, which means if there's a Remax office in a specific market or zip code, if you want to open an office in the same zip code or market area, you cannot do that because it's franchise-based. There has to be a territory where they approve another Remax office opening. Third one, Richie, was over the years, with the office that I was part of, their policy was they would not hire a brand new agent into the office unless you joined a team. So I would recruit brand new rookies, agents into my team train them, coach them, mentor them, make them successful. To me, success means you got to earn at least $100,000 in commission. But once they will reach that level of success, they would say, you know what? I don't need the Seth Brothers. And they will leave the team and go join Remax. So over the years, as we were growing, doing more and more in production, we realized our long-term growth was not aligned with a franchise-based model, which happened to be with Remax. So 2018, our team sold about 240 homes. We did about 68 million in sales volume. And we were this close to going independent, starting our own real estate company, Seth Brothers Realty. So the cost, no barrier, it would be low because it's our company. Right. Location, I can open office anywhere. But third one, recruiting agents into my own brokerage. In time, they would also leave my brokerage. But my presence is in the Houston market. I'm not known beyond Houston. Agent attraction, building organization would still be a roadblock. And here came along EXP. EXP says low cost of doing business. I can open office anywhere in the country, let alone in Houston, Texas. Third one, they have a revenue share model. I have an ecosystem. Some agents join the Seth Brothers team. Some agents join EXP, and some train and coach mentor move from one pod to the other pod. But essentially, when I have 198 people associate with me, their success becomes my success. Even when they leave my team, their financial interest is my best interest. So over the years, we realized the model of having a virtual real estate company like EXP is more aligned with long-term success for the team.
Yeah, because they could be anywhere. So how do you go about keeping this group of 198 people organized and producing? And like, how do you do that? How are you doing that?
So most of these agents that we have in the organization, about say 80-90% are Houston based. Some are in different cities, different states. A couple of them are in Mexico, Colombia, India, South Africa.
Oh, it's all over the world.
All over the world. The EXP actually is in 21 countries today. It's become a global company with over 80,000 agents. So to answer your question, EXP is a virtual real estate company. It's a Netflix of real estate. It's the Amazon of real estate. So we have a lot of virtual training, coaching, mentorship that we do. 3 years back, Richie, if someone told me, get on a Zoom call, I like, Zoom? What are you talking about? I have no idea what Zoom is, but today it's like second language. It's like Uber, same thing. So when we have the virtual platform, the training, coaching, mentorship, the engagement, we all do it virtually. But I personally have a big office, physical office in Houston, Texas. On a weekly basis, we have team meetings over here. We bring in business coaches, mentors. So we're almost like a hybrid. EXP, a virtual company. What we made the decision of having a physical space, this way we can collaborate more, bring people in. And that's why training, coaching, agents, doing role plays allows them to get more success on a daily basis.
Yeah, absolutely. So how do you set that up internally? Like, is it something that you do weekly with them, monthly, or is it all pre-recorded? Is it what EXP provides, or is this something you've built out?
So what EXP provide, that's just a platform. Anyone can go to EXP World, get the virtual training. What we do over here is on a daily basis, me and a business partner spend an hour every day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3 days of the week, my business partner does 1 hour of agent hour, which is in person at the office. Team members, realtors from organization come in, and we have an open discussion, how the market is doing, how we can be more productive. Twice a week on Tuesdays and Fridays, I do virtual coaching sessions. On Tuesdays, I coach new or newer agents. Fridays, I do a coaching session for experienced agents. So on a weekly basis, we have multiple opportunities to engage with the team members, engage with the organization, both virtually and in person, because the more engagement we have, we're not teaching them how to write a contract. That can be outsourced, that can be done. But when someone asks you the question, how is the market doing? Interest rates are going up. How should I pivot? Whether should I buy a home, not buy a home? Those are the kind of dialogues and engagement we have with the team members that gets them in the mindset that, you know what, when they're at a networking event or an open house, when they're thrown that question about, hey, I think I'm going to wait off, not buy a home today because interest rates are going up. How do you handle those objections? So it's more of live training, coaching, mentorship that we provide that gets our team members exponential success.
Love it. So what is first generation mindset?
Fantastic. I'm glad you asked that. So I'm a first generation American. I came to US about 21 years back. And there's one thing in common where when you first come to America with a whole lot of nothing, We do whatever it takes to be successful. I'm not sure whether your father, your grandfather, or somebody in your family came to US at some point of time. So intuitively, you would think first generation is all about being the first one to come to America. But first generation mindset applies to everyone under the sun. You could be the first one in your family to go to college, first one in family to be an entrepreneur, first one in family to quit your job, first one in family to go from small town to big town. Now, as you flourish, and let's just say your father, your grandfather was the first one to go to college, Richie, I can promise you, they would have finished their college in 4 years and they would have known what their major was very quickly. Now, if today your college education is being funded by the government or your daddy's paying for it, you may take 4 or 5 or 6 years to finish your graduation. You may not even know what your major is because you take it for granted. So first generation mindset is about taking nothing for granted. Waking up every morning and saying, you know what? I'm going to do whatever it takes to be successful. It happens very common, Richie.
Yeah.
When a business owner passes on the business to their kids or grandkids, they will never work as hard as a father did or grandfather did to start their business. So first generation mindset is about waking up every morning and saying, you know what am I going to do today to bring excellence or success, not just to me, my family, but to my kids and grandkids.
I really like that. So do you teach that? Like, is there like a curriculum or a way that you teach that with your staff and your team members?
So I don't have a formal curriculum, but I'm the kind of person, I'm fired up, motivated 24/7. I'm not sure what happened, but when I was born, Richie, I was born with batteries included. I can run all day long.
I've never heard that one before, but I like it.
But some people need to be wired up, pushed at all times. So when I'm engaging with my prospects, my team members, people I coach and mentor, I instill the values of being hungry, being motivated, being driven at all times. And the message around that is you got to have the first generation mindset, have the strive for excellence on a daily basis. So I don't have a set program or curriculum that I teach on, but it's the concept, it's a message that take nothing for granted on a daily basis.
I really like that. Do you do anything specifically with your team or like put it up somewhere or, because stuff fades like fast. So how do you keep that message front and center?
Sure. So I'm in the process of building on this message, building on this platform. I'm in the process of writing a book called The First Generation Mindset. I have a podcast called First Generation Mindset. So it's in an early phase of building. But my mission in life is this. I can go anywhere in the world, talk to anyone, and by asking some basic questions, I will find out very quickly that they were the first one to do something, whatever that may be. And I challenge them and ask them, what made you give up on that vision, that mission, or that dream? Or what did your dad do? What did your grandfather do? And what are you doing today that's different from you being complacent versus being aggressive? So, in time, my vision and mission is that I want to travel the world and talk to people, talk to organizations, and help them get more success.
Yeah. I mean, and a lot of it, I'm assuming, would be implementing what you've done in your office. Is that right?
Correct.
Got it. I like that, how every single day there's something.
Correct.
So walk me through kind of your leadership approach. Like, what's your approach to leadership? I mean, you got a lot of people on your team. Do you have not simple, but do you have like a system or a philosophy that you use around leadership and yeah?
Happy to answer that for you. So, everyone wants to be a leader. You could be a leader at home, leader at work, leader at church. Some people have excellent leadership skills. Some people are not wired to be leaders. So step one happens is you got to know the best about yourself. If I know my strengths, my weaknesses, I can put myself in position of leadership or hire resources around me who can help support my vision or mission. So I use a tool called DISC profile, DISC profile.
Yeah.
D stands for driver, I is interactive, S is stabilizer, and C is cautious. Everyone in the world has an element of D, I, S, and C. Some people are high Ds, some are high I, some are high S, and some are high Cs. My profile is on a scale of 1 to 100, I'm a 99 D, I'm a 99 I. I'm super aggressive, I'm outgoing, I'm not shy to talk to people, and I take a lot of risk. Somebody who's high S, high stabilizer, and high C, extremely cautious people. Before they take a step, take a action item, they will evaluate, over evaluate, do all the due diligence, and then take action. I take high risk. So to be a leader in any organization, first, you got to know your strengths, how you're wired. Now, I'm not saying there's only one leadership style which can lead to success in an organization. However, knowing your style, and if you are the leader of the company, and if you are, let's just say, high S and high C, find somebody in the market who can complement your skills and bring them in a position of success within the organization to offset what you're not good at. So I'm a super high DI. My business partner, my brother-in-law, Sonit, he's a 99, 99 SE, complete opposites. So when you ask me, hey, Kunal, what do you want to do today? I'm very direct. Here's what I want to do. You want to go out for lunch? Yes, I want to go out for lunch. And that's exactly what I want to eat. My wife, the same thing. She's a high SC. You ask her, she says, honey, whatever you want to do. So to build an organization, you got to have resources that are aligned with your growth strategy. If you're a company that's an accounting firm that has for people doing the same thing over and over again, as a leader, you got to hire people who are high S and high C. If I'm a sales organization, I got to hire people who are high I's. They're not shy to talking to anyone. So to answer your question, organizations are built around leaders. But beyond that, you got to first have the underlying understanding of your leadership team skills, their strengths, and build around that. When those building blocks are put in the right position of success, then the organization becomes unstoppable.
Yeah. So is that the first thing you do with when someone joins your team, you have them go through that?
Absolutely. And I'll tell you my story. When I made the team in 2014, if you are a licensed realtor, I said, come on in, doors are wide open, come join my team. And I realized over the years, while they would say one thing, but they were not motivated or driven. A few years later, I believe in 2017, we started adapting the disc profile strategy to evaluate resources. So now when we recruit people, I really do not care how many homes they've sold, how much commission they've earned, or how many years they've been a realtor. As long as they're self-driven, self-motivated, and they're coachable, I recruit them. In fact, I prefer if somebody is green and new to the business because I can mold them to be successful. Again, success to me means if you're part of my team, my organization, you are going to earn at least, if not more, $100,000 every year. So to me, this profile has become a piece of foundation where I'm hiring a realtor, an admin, or a runner. In fact, what's funny is, Richie, I've done the disc profile for my mom, for my dad, and for my wife. And knowing what drives them, what motivates them is so critical because then I'm able to communicate with them more effectively.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely something I've heard of before. I've actually went through the disc before, and then I forgot about it. But it is definitely an interesting way to look at people's strengths and weaknesses and where you can apply and put them in the right position. So I'm really interested in regards to what you've done to grow your team. Can you share with me what you've done to get from, zero, let's say 2013, to almost, 140 people?
Right. So one is growth of the company, one is growth about your production. But at the end of the day, everyone has a why or a because. Why do you do certain things? For me, Richie, it's all about leaving a legacy for my kids. And I came to US 20 plus years back with a whole lot of nothing. To me, success is not money in the bank, but when I'm gone in 10, 20, 30, 40 years, people need to remember who Kunal Seth was in the Texas market, how he impacted the real estate industry, and what contributions he made over the years. So it's all about leaving a legacy. Now, when you want to leave a legacy, it's not about just increasing your production, but that's part and parcel of your growth strategy. So for me, I have a philosophy that before you ask for something from someone, give value to them first. When you become a valued partner in a transaction, in a relationship, or in a business transaction, then you're valued as a business partner. When the time is right, the favor will return back to you. So I'll give you my one-on-one, our secret sauce for success. So Houston has 50 to 60,000 licensed realtors, and the barrier of getting your license is relatively low. You can get your license in a month or 2 months. So when I was new in the industry in Houston, I case studied all the top realtors and brokers in the Texas market. And Richie, they had one thing in common. They had preferred status with builders. And Houston has a lot of new constructions, new developments happening. So what happens is every builder, developer has a sales office where the sales team sits. Buyers come in, they say, want to buy a home. And then they ask the question, okay, do you have a home to sell? And then they ask the question, are you working with a realtor? And if they're not, they refer those buyers to the preferred realtor partners. So when I case studied about 5 or 7 realtors in Houston teams, they had one thing in common. They had preferred status with builders. So I said, wow, I want a piece of that action. I want to be a preferred realtor with these builders. So in Texas, where I live, there is a mastermind community, which back in 2014 was #1 selling community in Texas, number 5 or 6 in the country. So I had a business plan strategy. What I was going to do in the first year to get a market share of selling new construction homes in that community. And that meant I was working 24/7. If I was not in the Remax office, Richie, I was in the model home. I was walking through homes that were under construction, walking through inventory homes, doing all the dirty work to learn the product line, learn the plans, learn the incentive, learn all those things. Every Saturday, Sunday, I would do an open house. I would put up 50 to 60 open house signs throughout the community with my branding on it. Buyer comes in, I would take them from my open house to the model home. When I would walk in, I would tell the salesperson, my client is looking for this style home, these many square feet. I believe you have this floor plan that's going to work with them. What lot can they build on? So I was demonstrating value. Now, in about 7-8 months, builders started taking note of my success, my team's success. You know what? There's a company called Taylor Morrison Home, Darling Home. These are national builders. They said, you know what, Seth Brothers, we're going to make you preferred. When a buyer comes in, wants to buy a home, they're not working with the realtor, we'll give you that referral. So over the years, numerous builders have partnered with us. But I got tons of referrals from these builders. Now, the difference is most realtors want success today. They don't have the patience to get paid in 6 months or 10 months. Because when I sell a brand new home, Richie, I may get paid in 6 months or 10 months or 12 months based on how long it takes to build a home.
Right. It's way different. Yeah, it's different.
Most realtors want to get paid today. That's why they push on selling resale homes. So that's why having a strategic growth plan, a vision that what's going to create long-term success of creating business-to-business partnership is where a production went from 20 million in 2014 to almost 70 million in sales volume in 2018. And last year, 2021, our team closed 151 million in the Houston market. So the production went up, but not as you keep going up. You need resources, you need team members to service those clients. But that's why there's also a need for growing your organization. But recruiting agents is one thing, but again, adding value to them, training them, mentoring. That's why the market share success only happens when you're building a company with the right resources and having that partnership with builders and developers. Was I able to answer your question, Richie?
Yeah. So your approach was, instead of reselling homes, it was the new homes, which is not as saturated, and you were able to come in and build relationships. So as you did that, you were getting lots of referrals coming in, but now you need help. So how did you go from there to starting to build a team? Because it's not just agents too. You probably need like other outside help, no? Or is it just agents?
So first thing we did was we hired an admin to do all the paperwork, do all the documentation, do all the non-money making activities. Then we recruited 4 or 5 agents in year 1. And these were all brand new agents who had not been in the business. We trained them, coached them. You know what? Here's why you should sell new construction homes. Here's why you'll get success over there.
So no bad habits.
No bad habits. But they had a common roadblock. Kunal, you want me to sell new construction home, but I'm not going to get paid for 6 months, 8 months. As a business owner, I had to handle that objection. So what we came up with, Richie, was if a team member sold a brand new home that was going to close in 6 months or 8 months, and let's just say the commission was going to be $10,000, I would give them an advance every month so that they have money to pay their bills. And when the transaction closed, I would true up and make the money over there. But giving an agent financial success that's aligned with long-term vision of growth of the company is a strategy. Because if I recruit somebody and say, go sell new construction home, and they would say, no, but I need money now to pay my bills. If I sell new construction, I'm not going to get paid for 6-8 months. there won't be a line. So again, we had to have a game plan. So that's why our recruitment strategy will align with our vision. And as we brought more and more people, when we had a bigger workforce, a builder would say, Kunal, I'm actually out for this weekend. Can one of your team members sit in the model home and talk about product line? Well, of course we would do that, but in return, we would get so many leads, so many referrals from buyer walking through those doors.
Yeah. So I liked that strategy of paying upfront, or spacing it out over the period of time. So how do you go about your coaching? Because you've mentioned a few times that you're coaching them, and I know you have the 5 sessions. What's your kind of process when it comes to coaching your team members? Do you do it weekly, daily, individually, or in a group session? What does that kind of look like?
So currently I'm doing in all of the above. So I do group sessions, I do individual sessions, I do sessions in person, I do sessions, over Zoom. I'm the kind of person coaching somebody or pushing somebody gets me fired up. Some people wake up in the morning, they got to have the coffee to get going. For me, it's about bringing clarity to somebody else, gets me going. So I'm very direct leadership style person where there's no BS around me. When somebody says, I want to do something, I ask them a lot of probing questions, evaluate their why, what the drivers are, what the roadblocks. And that happens because Richie, in my previous life, when I was in corporate America, I was an auditor. So I'm wired to ask a lot of questions and dig deep and figure out the root cause for the problem.
So now you audit people.
I audit people. And what that helps is most people are not even clear about their vision, their mission in life. Well, when they engage with me, I build the blocks. Okay, let's evaluate. Why are you in this business? What's important to you? What's your driver? For some people, it's, I just want to make a lot of money. For some, it is, I want recognition. Some of them, it is, I just want to provide for my family. So once I know their whys, then I evaluate certain growth strategies that align to bring more success to their whys. And I love doing that. I can do that 24/7.
Got it. Do you do it? Do you find that you have to do it all the time with each person, or you only need to do it one time?
Oh, you know what? I wish somebody would teach someone to be physically fit, but you got to have a personal trainer, a coach that coaches you on a regular basis. So the way I function, Richie, is I have group sessions and I seek commitment from these resources on a regular basis. If somebody's regularly showing up for my group sessions and they're committing to their own success, following through and doing things I direct them to do, then I pull them away and do one-on-one sessions with them. So my philosophy is I will be as micromanaging you or as macromanaging you based on your needs. Some of my team members, they just need to be talked to them once a month. Some of them need constant push, constant coaching. So adapt my coaching style based on their needs. But I would say no matter what level they're in, everyone needs constant touch point. But I would say at a minimum, I talk to everyone once a month.
And now is that a whole, was it 240 or 140? I can't remember. I think it's 100.
We have 198 people in the organization.
237. So do you meet with those 240? There's no way you can do that, right? Do you have like a whole like setup that you have?
Yeah, for those, what I do with Richie is I do more of virtual coaching training with them. People who are on my team or physically in my office, I meet with them, combination of in person or Zoom. But here's a great part. I am not the expert in everything. So I also believe that there's certain skill sets that I have and certain skill sets I do not have. So I outsource strategies. I bring in subject matter experts to join on those calls, join those sessions, and then help my team members, organization people to get better. So I have an understanding of social media marketing and branding, but I'm not the expert. But if I have a resource who's good at that, I bring them in to add the value to the team members.
Got it. Okay. So you'll bring outside resources. Got it. What have you found that's really like helped you the most? What do you feel like when it comes to outside resources where you're like, wow, this has made a huge impact on me?
I think exposure is the biggest thing. And most people don't take the time and effort, energy to get exposure to people or to opportunities. So I believe, exposure comes from attending events, attending conferences, or being around the right people. And in 2021, while we were dealing still with COVID, I went for 25 to 30 conferences outside the state of Texas.
Oh, wow.
Every opportunity I got. This month, I've already gone for 2. I have another one coming up next week. Now, when I go for this conference, I'm looking at leaders at the conference, engage with them, talk to them, learn from them. What I learned, I come back and apply in my business, share with my team members, share with the organization. So secret sauce is most people get complacent. Oh, I reached that level. I know it all. I don't need any more knowledge base. But getting trained, coached, mentored is truly the best way to get more success.
You don't know what you don't know.
Correct.
And also you don't know what you're like. A lot of people, most people can't see their own potential either. So if you don't have any outside forces, you're only stuck to what you believe. And it's usually much smaller than reality.
Correct. You can't see the picture while being inside the picture. You have to step outside, look at the frame from outside, and then see the picture. That's where having an outside force, outside mentor or coach who can see the big picture, what you're doing, what you're not doing, and how you are doing in terms of other leaders in the organization, on the market. That's what outside perspective is so critical. That's why being coached and mentored is critical.
So what's your next play?
What my next play? So I believe that, as a licensed realtor, I tell all my clients that, you know what, do not lease, do not rent, own your own home. Why pay somebody else's mortgage? So 3 years back, the space I'm sitting in right now, we leased about 7,000 square feet space in Houston area. We pay almost $17,000 a month. Rent,
Wow.
right? That's a lot of money, but then we have business partners, we have lender, home insurance, home warranty, people who are in my physically office, and they pay us rent. But 2.5 years back, I bought a parcel of land in Houston, about 1.25 acre. I'm currently building a 22,000 square feet building in Houston. This building is going to be ready by October of this year. It's a $10 million project. And the way it's designed, it's a 3-story building. Now, as a commercial investor or a landlord, we are wired to maximize the leasable space. Every square foot, every square inch, how do I put more space to lease to tenants? My vision is different. On the first floor, it's designed just for events, just for activities. There is no leasable space. It's an amenity space. Second floor, third floor has 8,200 square feet on each floor. Our vision is on each floor, we'll have a collaborative space set up. I'm not going to lease 3,000 square feet space to our lender title company, but I'm going to set up 12 by 12, 12 by 14 individual offices. And as a partner with lender, home warranty, home inspection, anyone who's in this business, I'll tell them, you know what, come join my space, be in my space. Let's have a collaborative environment, because when I bring in realtors or clients in, you can extract success from them. So next big play for me is, being a commercial space owner of 22,000 square feet space, make this as the headquarters for coaching, training, mentorship, bring traffic through and bring mutual success.
I love it. And you're going to do the same thing. You're going to do the week, the 3 calls, your partner, you're going to do yours, but you could do them live with
in fact, our vision also is to have a radio station in our space. On the radio station, we'll have, daily talk shows and daily all that. I also have vision that I've set up a space for, a video setup where you can do a video conference, not video conference, but, like a live TV show with anchor sitting, have a talk show. So again, those are part of the vision, and the next 3-6 months, we put those pieces in place, because the more people who drive through the building, drive through the space, the more collaboration we get. I truly believe, Richie, everyone wants to be successful. And the only way to be successful is to be known. If you are known, some will like you, some will dislike you. The ones who like you, some will trust you, some will not trust you. Now, when you are known, liked, and trusted, that's when you get business. But to get known is not easy. I mean, what you do for a living, your podcast is a platform for you to get known. Radio station, ad campaign, social media, the more known we are. So that's why having a physical space will get us more known in the Texas market, drive people through. And then in 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, who cares? We're going to get success from those people coming through our doors.
I like that. Is that the greatness factory thing that Bert talks about? Okay.
Yeah. So we have hired a business coach. His name is Michael Burt. He's based in Tennessee. He's a women's championship basketball coach. He's been a coach for the last 4 to 5 years. And Coach Burt has this concept of greatness factory.
Really, it's really smart.
Yeah, where we manufacture
Yeah.
greatness. It's collaborative space. So currently my office, we're 7,000 square feet space. You can see back over there. We've set up about 3,000 square feet space as the greatness factory. We coach, we train, we mentor. So when we get to a space in next 6 months, we're going to have a floor set up the same way.
I like that. So do you think that the future of like, office space in general is going to be single offices?
Absolutely, yes. When you look
Why is that? Do you think that's just because there's going to be less big businesses, more small businesses, less employees, more entrepreneurs?
I'll answer that for you. So if you look at some trends, the most search criteria on Google right now is not, can I quit my job? It's how do I start my own business? More and more people want to be their own business owners, entrepreneurs today. Now, when I'm a new business owner, entrepreneur, I don't have the financial means of getting a big leasable office space.
Right.
And have a office, have a conference room, have a training room. The collaborative space, when you look at WeWorks, or you look at Regis, or you look at one of these, they have collaborative space. You rent an office, but there's no collaboration. The future lies in having close proximity to leaders in your market, close proximity people who are like-minded as you. This is where people coming into a space where they may have their own office, 12 by 12, but the amenity space have multiple conference room,
Yeah.
break room, training room, collaborative space. They have ping pong table, foosball, whatever it may be, that the energy level stays high. I would rather go into that space than lease 4,000 or 5,000 square feet space, have all the obligations, and then what if market shifts again? COVID, nobody knew what was going to happen because of that.
Right.
So now business owners are saying, I don't need 4,000 square feet space. I need 2 offices, and the rest is amenity space. So when we committed $10 million in this project, it was not an easy decision, but we believe we had the right strategy for long-term growth.
So, that's an interesting thing, and I think it's an interesting concept what you're talking about. Do you think that there's this big thing to starting your own business? Do you think anybody can do that? You think anybody can start their own business?
Everyone has the opportunity to start their own business,
but do you think everybody's there's a lot of people that are getting into it now, and when this recession comes, they're just going to get destroyed? Do you agree with that, or do you think that it's just a trend? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are everyone should follow the passion. Being a business owner does not mean you're doing it to make money or to get exponential success so you can quit your job. If you're passionate about painting, right, and you have a full 9-to-5 job, but if you paint as a passion and that becomes your side hustle to sell your artwork with somebody, that's being a business owner, that's being an entrepreneur. So everyone has the skills or the mindset to start their own hustle, start their own business. However, not everyone has the mindset or skills to make their only source of income or a living. So anyone can start a business, but to make that only source of income, that's a roadblock. Most people think, it's easy. I'm going to start a business, I'm going to quit my job and get exponential success. Not everyone can do that. Being a business owner is not easy. Most people are nice people. Being a business owner, you have to hire, you have to fire, you have to have compensation model, you have to be tough, you have to hold people accountable. And if you're too nice a person, it's tough being a business owner. Every day you have to make tough decisions. Someone does not perform, they have to be held accountable. And if you're a nice person, you're like, it's okay. When you say it's okay, you're saying the wrong tone within the company. So I tell everyone who comes to me, hey, I want to be a business owner. I ask them a key question. Do you want to be liked by everyone? And most people say, yes, I want people to like me. I want the validation. I tell them, you know what? Go sell some ice cream. Everyone loves the person who sells ice cream. You want to be a business owner? There are going to be a bunch of people who are going to hate you, dislike you because of your leadership skills, or you being direct, or you know what? Fighting them. Are you prepared for that? If not, being a business owner is not for you.
Do you think it's a good thing though that there's this huge rush of people starting businesses? Do you think that's a good thing for society, or do you think this is a rude awakening is coming?
I think it's a positive thing, and I can say that because where I come from in India, we have few professions that you follow. You either become a doctor, engineer, or you do your MBA. Even back at home, if I said I was a realtor, my profession would be looked down upon. What I love about US, Richie, is that you could have passion for anything, passion for art, passion for cutting hair, passion for anything, and you can make a living out of that. So truly believe COVID-19, virtual setup, working from home has allowed people to think more. They have more free time. They're not spending time on the road going from point A to point B. So I truly believe everyone should follow the passion, whatever it may be. Now, don't be fooled. Just because your passion does not mean it'll get you to earn the right amount of money or earn a living. So some people are going to have the rude awakening. They're going to be shaken down. They thought they're going to get success, but they're not. In our industry, Richie, as a licensed realtor, you can get your license in a month or less.
No
Most
barrier to
people
entry.
think, you know what, I'm going to be a realtor, I'm going to be successful. No, you're not going to be successful unless you have a business plan, strategy, right-mindedness, because most people in our market make $30,000, $40,000. That's not adequate money to live your life or to pay your bills. You should be making more money in corporate America. So to answer your question, Richie, yes, a lot of people are becoming business owners, entrepreneurs, and most of them are going to get rude awakening, but I would still encourage them to give it a shot, give it a try. What's the worst that can happen? Their knowledge base, the college degree, the work experience are never going to be taken away. So if you be an entrepreneur and you are not successful, you can always go back and get your job back, or based on education, get another degree or find another job.
Yeah. Okay, cool. No, I like it. I appreciate it, man. Is there anything else that you would like to share here before closing?
I think it's all about people knowing their true drivers and true self. You got to learn more about yourself before you lead other people. And most people make that mistake that I am a realtor, next I'll be a team lead, next a broker owner. You may not have the skills or mindset to be leading people. So do an evaluation. That's why the DISC profile is a great tool. You know what Craigslist is, Richie?
Yeah, of course.
You know what Carfax report is?
Yes.
If ever you did buy a car from Craigslist, you would never buy it without getting Carfax report. Is that a fair statement?
Definitely.
This profile is a Carfax report for humans. It's that powerful. So if I'm looking to build my business, hire people, hire resources, I got to do the DISC profile. I do that for myself first. So I would say the biggest takeaway I tell to people listening to podcasts today is no matter what stage you're in, whether you're a business owner, entrepreneur, or you're employed somewhere, you are working with people around you at all times. Get to know yourself, get to know them. Once you know yourself and them better, the results you'll get from them will be exponential.
Yeah, that's very true. Where can people find you?
So I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram. So my first name is Kunal, last name Seth, Seth. You can PM me on Facebook or hit me up on Instagram. My vision is to impact more and more people at a global level.
Yeah, I love it, man. And I know you will. So if you're interested in real estate and becoming a real estate agent, definitely connect with Kunal. What he's built is really cool. And if you want support and coaching in that industry, then there's nowhere else that you should go. So, Kunal, thank you so much for being on the show. He also has a book, The First Generation Mindset, that will be coming out. So, depending on when you're listening to this, you should check it out or just connect with Kunal to make sure that you're able to get it when it does go live. So, Kunal, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you, Richie. Thanks for your time today.
Absolutely.